pleasant good evening. Blessings to everybody on the platform. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we want to talk about the elephant in the room. You know. The elephant in the room is the presence of the elephant in the room is the presence of the warship. The presence of the warship in Jamaica. That's the elephant in the room. Now, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to call in. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to call in on WhatsApp. You understand? I have to log in back my WhatsApp on the computer. So, we're not there yet because the show does start, right? Remember that the donation links are pinned. You want to donate, the Cash App is there, the Zelle is there, the PayPal is there. And if you want further information, obviously, if you don't have my number, you can get the number, right? If you want to reach out to me, you know, privately. All right? Anyway. So, Mummy and I look at adopted chicken. Mighty God. So, we're live on all platforms. Bolo TBV, big up on yourself. Right? Bolo, VNR on TikTok. Nerida, big up yourself, Nerida. 50k likes to say, share up the live and do the right thing. Don't remember the live goal. The teddy bear them. Let me talk to teddy bear them. This situation with the warship is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So much things is going on, you know, locally, you know, in terms of the challenges that we, the Jamaican, well, I say we, the Jamaican people, because they're my brothers and sisters. We, the Jamaican people, you know, that are living under the sky, a hurricane season is right among us right now. You understand? That is a real issue. The underspending of the money in response to Hurricane Melissa. The promises of 5,000. The promises of 5,000 container homes. Richard, how are you doing? The promises of 5,000 container homes when from NHT and all of this, and then now we're hearing about only 2,500 and some. There's so many things is happening, and the bottom line is the grassroots people are suffering while the politicians them sleeping at them bed comfortable with a roof over for them head. You understand? While your grandmother, your great grandmother, your auntie, your uncle. Thank God for the MP them where do the right thing, you know. We see the JLP MP them quiet. So there is so much things, ladies and gentlemen. The roofs program is a failure. Right? All of these things is very important. The FLA report not being tabled. Right? 6 other reports came to Parliament. Right? There's so much things happening. You know, somebody took the time out to message me on TikTok. And unfortunately, it was a labor right. Unfortunate. And, you know, I have had so many bad experiences with the labor right them now because of my position about their government. And it has told me that there's a large majority of labor rights that is fully done. Fully done. When I say fully done, I mean fully done. I cannot remember speaking to a labor right that actually is fair and balanced in their analysis of what is actually occurring in Jamaica. I cannot remember one time. Like the only time they're honest is when the pressure start lick them and then slip up and you hear them and mumble something, but them not talk to you, you know. Because them know say you No rock with them government. And they are saying the same thing now that you are saying. So it's like, them still are trying to protect the image. What's up, Carl? Them still are trying to protect the image of them party. Them still are trying to protect them image of them party. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Listen to me. I seriously don't want to become that person that I am looking at, you know, this government. I'm looking at a PNP government. Please, guys, hit the like button for me now, please. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. I don't want to be the person that supports any government or any leader. And when they are doing wrong by the people, I just sit there and act as if I am not seeing exactly what I'm seeing. I don't want to be that person. It's one thing for you, you know, to support your party, you know, and give your leader grace, you know. I totally understand that, you know. Rafi, thank you for the likes. Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you, my baby Paula Sadler. How you doing? It's one thing for you to you know, support your party and give them grace. But my gosh, man, the evidence is overwhelming, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share this live with 5 people or 10 people. The evidence is overwhelming in the failure, right, of the government. And you see, Blendan said, big up yourself, Blendan. When you see persons champion a government for political victimization of a set of people that didn't vote for them in the previous election, it tells you how low our society is and our community is. It's like we have totally lost our humanity, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to talk about that in a Dan Faulkner. Yeah, man, I'm here to talk about that. That is the reason why I'm here. Because I've heard a lot of interesting views. But like I said, back to the labor right there. When you see a government operating in a manner that doesn't serve the people, and you cannot you cannot open your mouth to say, you know what, this is my party, you know, I support them and my party, but honestly, in this regard, they have failed. Because I couldn't feel proud to have a party that is victimizing people because they didn't vote for them. I think that's counterproductive. I believe that if you are a government, ladies and gentlemen, and you want to win over any person, any people, serve them as how you would serve your own. Serve every single Jamaican equally, even if they didn't vote for you. As a matter of fact, persons that didn't vote, voted for the Jamaica Labour Party. Say, I'm from Westmoreland and what? In Darliston. And people are still homeless under blue tarpaulin. Without a doubt. Somebody was also in my comment section. From St. Elizabeth, saying that she lost her whole roof. And the government did not even look at her. And labor rights all around her has gotten help. So it's like, what do you say to a person like that? What do you say to a person like that? That persons around them that literally you know, they don't have the same level of damage or equal. They have less damage than that person. And then the government or whoever is working for the government circumvents that person and gives the labor right them around her help and leave her out. Come on, man. The labor right them that live in that area should have if they were real patriots, if they were real human beings, they would have protested against that activity from the government or the government agents that are doing the assessment. They would have said, no. We don't support this, you know. They have a right to vote for who they want to vote for. And in a time like this, politics cannot be the order of the day where persons have been ravished by a natural disaster. This is not the type of government that I want to continue to support. That's the only conversation I should be having, you know? And if the PNP do it, the PNP is supposed to do the same thing too. And say, no, we cannot support, you know. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. This goes against everything that is principle. You feel me I deal with? And if you're not doing that, then guess what? You have lost your soul. You have lost your soul, ladies and gentlemen. All of you that are supporting this partisan approach to relief. All of you that is doing that. People have come out on the media saying, oh, sir, you come up on the media and say, sir, them never vote for Andrew, so why they want Andrew to help them? I'm like, what? Do these imbeciles, do these dunce know that everybody in Jamaica pay tax? And the tax is for everybody? Them didn't know that? Did they know that? You see, if the labourer them want to go live in our place by themselves, go ahead. Pick one island, capture it, and wanna go live there. Vote for Andrew, worship him, make him walk pound. When him a walk, so him not touch the ground like a Jesus Christ, and go and worship him. And then you go on a pizza hill if you don't want to do that. But under no leadership, no democracy, our government is supposed to, what's up Ryan Campbell? Under no democracy, our government is supposed to vilify a certain amount of certain people because they didn't vote for them. No. That is not democracy. That is the opposite of democracy. That's unpatriotic. But anyway, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna make the general start the show. Yeah man, it's a melting pot. Mighty God. Melting pot where them boss? Yes.
Good evening. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. Worldwide. This is City Hall. I have a brother there some tonight, people. I tell you say tonight, I was nice because you don't know a City Hall and I'm a man of the wilderness. And we have a lot of things. Yeah. Deal with and discuss because Jamaica not run right on the current scheme of things.
No.
People
not run right.
But listen
not run right.
Big up the government.
Yes.
Respect.
Yes.
But you see me? The truth is just the truth.
Just the truth.
I have to respect it.
That is it.
Our country now run right.
Run right nothing.
Our country now run right. All who believe me, Bossa Blanc say blow! It's nothing. It's not me, it's not Puffy.
in charge of the country. Them a laghead, yeah, and them careless, and them have mafiaism within them scope. So everything is just on the back burner. But we are bringing it forward tonight and discuss some real issue. But I want to big up the people as usual in the chat. Enough love and respect, yeah? And all the blood and fire come with them worldwide. Big up the People's National Party and its representative, yeah? All the 28 Talward, enough love and respect. To the leader, Sir Marky G, blessings as usual, yeah? And to everybody in the 2 Mile region, enough love and respect. Rockford tight, hold tight, same way. Ground Zero, enough love and respect from the platform, yeah? And right around Jamaica, you know, yeah? Because you see right now, we don't make it political, we are make it patriotic, yeah? So you say, Jamaica, who say Jamaica fit, then at the hand of a real leader, big up on yourself, yeah? We are talking about leader we can certify, you know, yeah? And we are talking about leader with integrity like the integrity boss, Sir Marky G, where we know well always certified, yeah? So and that's what we are going with some reasoning tonight, my people. Because me I tell you, say, Jamaica, you know, in a slippery slope, yes, sinking. As the clock tick, 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 Jamaica keeps sinking because of the high level of corruption, yeah, and the idiotic government we have in charge, especially the guy, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness. You know, female not good enough. Yeah, be a garbage him coming all the while, come to trick and can and tell lie. But we are going to deal with them tonight, proper my people. Yeah? Back over to the host.
Alright, Yo, let me say, a one melting pot, never two. Let me play that tape here.
Moving on. For months now, the United States has been quietly building up military power around Cuba. Warships, surveillance aircraft, fighter jets, and thousands of troops positioned across the Caribbean. And at the center of that buildup is the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier strike group, which is loaded with guided missile destroyers, reconnaissance planes, and advanced military assets stationed.
People only hear that. Only hear somebody think them with that ship you're armed with. That video was 2 days ago, you know. You understand? Washington deploys warship, aircraft, and troop around Cuba. Zane, now, 2 things can be true at the same time, you know, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Joy Barnes? How you doing, my darling? 2 things can be true at the same time. 1, they are here for Cuba. But I believe, I have a strong feeling that they are here for much more than Cuba. And I'm going to tell you why later down the line. Because a certain apostle, you know, I think he was on point with the word that he gave, the prophetic word that he gave. And we might be seeing the prophecy being fulfilled in real time, ladies and gentlemen. But let's continue.
In Florida, Puerto Rico, and other parts of the region. And this kind of deployment is the largest U.S. force buildup outside West Asia. Officially, the White House says there are no immediate plans to invade Cuba. But according to reports, U.S.
I want to listen carefully. There are no immediate plans to invade Cuba. That means it is on the table, ladies and gentlemen. It is on the table. All right, let's continue.
Force buildup outside West Asia. Officially, the White House says there are no immediate plans to invade Cuba. But according to reports, U.S. military planners have already gamed out multiple scenarios for possible action if conditions on the island deteriorate further.
Want to hear that? So it's a judgment call, you know. If conditions on the island deteriorate further, according to the United States, whoop, Cuba get pound span. All right?
The buildup follows months of escalating tensions between Washington and Havana.
We hope that dialogue will prevail at this time, when the aggressive actions taken by the US government against Cuba cast doubt on the seriousness and responsibility with which it is approaching this process. We believe that the international community cannot stand idly by while an entire people is deprived of its means of livelihood, while an entire population continues to be punished for reasons of domination, and while a country is threatened militarily without any justification.
Well, under Donald Trump, American forces have increased military operations across the Caribbean, and this includes deadly strikes on alleged drug trafficking boats moving between South America and the islands. The U.S. pressure campaign against Cuba entered a new phase after the U.S. Justice Department issued an indictment against former Cuban President Raul Castro over the 1996 showdown of the 2 planes. This escalation comes just days after CIA Director John Ratcliffe met Cuban officials in Havana. And Cuba says it was an attempt to improve dialogue with the U.S. Cuban officials reportedly told the American side that Havana does not represent a threat to the U.S. national security. At the same time, conditions inside Cuba are rapidly worsening. Severe fuel shortages triggered by U.S. sanctions and import restrictions have pushed the country deeper into crisis. Hospitals are struggling to function. Schools have been forced to shut down. Government offices are operating at reduced capacity. And according to Energy Minister Vicente de la Olevi, Cuba has now completely run out of imported diesel and fuel oil. And the country's power grid is in a critical state, with rolling blackouts lasting up to 22 hours in Havana and sparking growing public protests across the island. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has recently described Cuba as a national security threat because of its ties with Russia and China. Relations between both the countries after the Cuban Revolution in 1959, followed by the invasion of the Bay of Pigs in 1961, a U.S.-backed failed invasion attempt to overthrow Castro regime.
So the US tried to overthrow Castro. But Cuba is the aggressor. Wow, man, listen. This is some funny stuff, boy. It's not funny, but I mean, I don't see how anybody can be like, yo, Cuba must be invaded. I don't see how anybody can take that stance. If you're a humanitarian, like, how do you just go and say, yeah, man, Cuba should be invaded because they did this to the United States. What did they do? That's my question. What did they do? All right. I heard this story about well, I'm not going to say it. Let me just go to the clip. Let me just go to the clip, Jamaica. I'm gonna listen to this.
Hear this now, people. Bless up, melting pot. But yeah, I said, brother man, we're gonna knock it. So people, right now, we're gonna show the case too and show it to them. You see, Pat, when I'm a journalist at Jamaica, some repeater we have because the president of the United States, him go around this and him not get no victory yet, him fail. And the ultimate aim of attack Cuba. You see them come with the doctor and them and thing. So them draw back for 1996. And 96 where them say them shoot down 2 planes. Yeah? Them shoot down 2 planes and roll around 94 and 95 now, 200. Right? And them indict him. And see what them do down in Venezuela, them pass the same Warship where them carry on Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaica now. Now, I'm going to go in a series of video. I mean, I know all them I know. Because Andrew, instead of him and Club going on, remember, people, Club are the National Security Minister. Andrew are the chief. You call them the chief, like when you have a war and them thing, they commanding chief. Mm-hmm. You don't know what to take off them, all right. But about the commanding chief, Mercy said the war don't take off me, all right. Andrew the commanding chief. And then Club are the National Security Minister. And a Warship, why that's in an education dumbbell and a boom vase on the Warship. And I talk about education. That don't make any sense.
No sense.
It don't make no sense at all, people.
It don't make no
Listen,
sense.
close
Thank
proximity.
you for sharing.
Cuba the right there, sir. Cuba out to get attacked. Yeah? You see everything we are going, just watch the video that I'm showing now. Yeah? And who the man said them have the dog. Just watch it. And the same thing did up down in Trinidad. But remember, Andrew, them, it's a Jamaica full of coke and thing, And it's so bad. That big nasty thinking crab. As remember, education minister nothing to do with warplane, helicopter, missile and thing, and nothing with gun and thing. That would be the commanding chief or the national security minister.
Right.
None of them not go there, Who bad go there not tremble like leave? We have Jamaican. Who bad not in the mouth, But president, please don't talk. When you see the making come out, Pumbad's spooky from in the early 80s. And it gets spookier now. I will leave that to melting pot, because, But watch the video. But never make out the case clean too, Don't follow them when they go on the ship with them arms house. This on the ship, we start about the clothes and education. Giant that. And some know them done. Listen, man. See if you do it, man. Watch my video. Just watch how good enough. Watch. Look.
What can go
So, watch good.
A search in the area has not turned up any survivors.
This moment changed U.S.-Cuban relations forever. Now it's what the Trump administration is using.
This was a CNN. You notice? Official team I show you. Look on that. 1996. What look at?
So far, a search of the area has not turned up any survivors.
This moment changed U.S.-Cuban relations forever. And now it's what the Trump administration is using to indict Cuban President Raul Castro.
All right, my side. Everybody on the live on YouTube and everybody on the live on TikTok. please, especially YouTube, the like button is easy to find and it's free to touch. So I'm asking you to just smash it lightly with your finger one time and hit the like button. And share the live with 10 people. You understand? We need to grow the channel. You understand? And you can become a member of the channel on Bolo VNR 2.0. You know? The super chat is available. Stacy, what's up? Celine, East Portland in the building. Right? TikTok, you know, see 50,000 likes we need over there, so. Patsy, what's up, my darling? Dale, big up yourself, thank you. Right, let me see who over here, so on Bolo TBV. We have Ryan in the building. We have Blender Virgo, big up Blender Virgo, and Richard. Right? So everybody, please get the likes up for me. It's important to get the video out in the algorithm so that, you know, other people can know that we're live. All right? Please don't be selfish, guys. Please. All right? Thank you so much in advance. Let's continue.
Let's take it back to the 1990s. The Soviet Union has collapsed. Cuba's economy is in freefall, and large numbers of Cubans are building rafts by hand and risking their lives trying to cross the Florida Straits to get to the U.S.
Y'all see it over here at about 11:30.
So a group of Cuban-American pilots
A group of Cuban American pilots. So they're going to feel kind of a Cuban them, you know. But you know, they get papers, right? Yes. I think the president, I said, if you go back to Cuba, you're a citizen now. You might take your book because you go back to Cuba. No, they might use this indict an old man, right? All right, continue.
called Brothers to the Rescue start flying small planes to help the Coast Guard locate these rafters. Then they started dropping anti-government leaflets into Cuba and
into where people, me not make nothing pass me, you know. So them a drop anti-government leaf. Remember them a pick up people. You know, cause America say international water, but me sure, me hear you drop leaflet, you not drop it in the water, cause it don't make no sense. When them just say to drop melting pot, the leaflet, remember play it back phone now. Hey, no pass me, you know. This, I don't report. But me sure them say into Cuba.
To Cuba.
Them down. Hear this now. If you pick up it, remember just play back like this now. So them a drop a American leaflet into Cuba. And not just airspace over the land. Listen again.
Over here at about 11:30.
So a group of Cuban-American pilots called Brothers to the Rescue start flying small planes to help the Coast Guard locate these rafters. They started dropping anti-government leaflets into Cuba, angering Fidel Castro. In fact,
again.
dropping anti-government leaflets into Cuba, angering Fidel Castro.
One more time.
Locate these rafters. Then they started dropping anti-government leaflets into Cuba, angering Fidel Castro. In February 1996, Cuba shot down 2 Brothers to the Rescue planes, killing 4 pilots, 3 of whom were American citizens. Cuba said the planes were over their airspace. The U.S. said they were over international waters.
So they over international water and stay over there and drop leaflet into Cuba. Me show me a leaflet and drop in Cuba. You could have stayed over international water and drop leaflet in Jamaica, brother?
No.
All right, let me continue still. Continue.
The aircraft were unarmed, posed no threat to Cuba, and these aircraft were shot down without warning.
This is not cojones.
Oh God, man! If you drop anti-sentiment about a government in our country, that different, that even powerful and not enough missile too, maybe it's an upsurge of violence and overthrowing because them kind of thing that cause problem, don't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, remember go and listen.
And that statement they were. I mean, I have to big up Mr. Wayne Loans because I tell you, so the man bring it to no one. People wanna have to watch that full live stream. Man. Me not even play everything. Last night, we call it City Hall with the melting pot. Yo, wanna have to watch that. Like, me not tell a lie. Him deal with Deion Jackson Miller wicked. Yo, Deion Jackson Miller. Me not tell a lie. Me ain't deal with this, you know, because me never want to disrespect you. You understand? But me not lie, me did vex. Me did vex how you deal with Nikisha Burchell. And then you style the PMP to like something about the PMP. Come like say you're labor right. You know what I mean? And you play like say you're not labor right. Right? Me not rate you for that again. Me not tell no lie. But me not this still. But me I go and watch you. Me I go and watch you Deion Jackson Miller. Because the thing say, you know, you approach the thing like a professional and you know, you have to be fair. But the only thing when I see where you do fear is that you quoted Nikisha Burchell correctly. But your analysis of her, it was like you never read what she said. You understand? Her analysis and analogy was on point. There was no disrespect. None whatsoever. right? And then I talk about PMP, catch foot in mouth disease. Well, go and bless up still, Jason, but it's not about you right now. Some unknown liberal, how you doing? Blessings, my sister. We have Queen's Candy in the building, and Queen's Candy there everywhere now. Queen's Candy, you subscribe to all of my platforms, them, don't? You must subscribe to all of my platforms, them. There's no doubt in my mind. You're there everywhere. You're there Bolo VNR clips, Bolo VNR 2.0, and Bolo VNR clips. You're there everywhere. You understand? Respect. I'm going to say big up to the people, man. Thanks to the love and support in the live stream. You want to go and like and share. Let's continue.
And they never cause no threat, right? Yeah, number one, listen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, sorry, I got distracted by bigging up the people. See? When I say Jamaica and the world, can you imagine if a ship flew close to America, dropping anti-Trump or anti-Obama flyers? What would America have done? What would they have done? Would that ship would it be okay? Would that plane be okay to do that? And when you look at the scope of Cuba already are getting enough pressure outside. I mean, them do everything to tear down Cuba's independence and the ability for them to stand on their own. And there's no lies in that. Whatever their motive is, Cuba seems to want to be insulated, depend on themselves, and govern themselves, or they want to govern themselves. And I don't understand what is wrong with that. I don't see if you don't want to live in Cuba, you leave. And when you look at the results of what the Cuban architecture of governance is doing, it's empowering the people. It's reciprocation with the educational programs they have, especially with the doctors. They have some of the best doctors in the world. Cuba was one of the only countries that built a vaccine in COVID. Literally, when it happened, they built a vaccine. No, a lot of people don't talk about that. That was actually amazing. The only reason why Cuba is poor is because people are interrupting. The United States specifically is interrupting their progress by putting these embargoes on them. If Cuba was left to their own vices, they would be a prosperous nation because of their work ethic and their education. I'm telling you, it's just the truth. It is just the truth. Right? It's just the truth. If America did not engage and be going after them like they are and like they have been, Cuba would be a beacon of light in the Caribbean. Look at what they're doing with all the things they go against them with. This is the final straw, locking off them fuel, because they see that Cuba is self-sustaining. They don't need America. They don't need anybody. The friends that they have is enough. You understand? They don't need nobody. Cuba has come to the aid of many different countries around the world in the biggest time of crisis. Right? Who Cuba need? Only thing Cuba need is God. Nothing else. Them have the right approach, ladies and gentlemen. It work for them. It work. A bad man, some of my people in America bad man, A bad man Cuba, brother. As far as me concerned. A bad man. Then just want to know, say, oh, you too strong, You're in the Caribbean, you're supposed to bow down to America. That are the posture we get from them. In my opinion. That's my opinion. Colin, how you doing, Colin? Big up yourself. Antonio, bless up my brother. Let's continue.
Boom, were American citizens. Cuba said the planes were over their airspace. The U.S. said they were over international waters.
The aircraft were unarmed, posed no threat to Cuba, and these aircraft were shot down without warning.
This is not cojones. This is cowardice.
Then President Bill Clinton tightened sanctions, which are still in place today. And the families of the victims have been pushing for an indictment like this ever since.
We will continue to yell out for justice, for freedom, for the Cuban people.
Fast forward to today, Donald Trump has repeatedly threatened Cuba. Yeah, Cuba's going to be next.
They're very much at the end of the line.
Cuba going to be when?
Next.
Last or next? Last.
Freedom.
Play it back.
As soon as you're ready for me, I come.
Today, and the families of the victims have been pushing for an indictment like this ever since.
We will continue to yell out for justice, for freedom, for the Cuban people.
Fast forward to today, Donald Trump has repeatedly threatened Cuba. Yeah, Cuba's going to be next.
They're very much at the end of the line.
And now the Trump administration is indicting Raul Castro, who was head of the military at the time of the shootdown.
The United States and President Trump does not and will not forget its citizens.
Even though today he's 94 and can barely walk, he is still, without a doubt, the most powerful man in Cuba.
Okay, so it depends that does to the other day, you know. Follow me up now. Continue, follow me up. Watch again now.
Of electricity, and so they are protesting against America and its
people. Me make sure leave, but look and read down this. If it's 2 weeks ago, this put up. This is a Channel 4 news.
Yeah, man, Channel 4 news. Yeah.
Channel 4 News said Cubans told to prepare for U.S. invasion.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. More you listen, I'm a the one from Jamaica. 2 weeks ago, these people, Channel 4 News, watch this, listen.
They are running out of electricity, and so they are protesting against America and its embargo.
And by the way, Channel 4 News are from UK, yeah? Trevor Stopper on Channel 4 News, Pat. Trevor McDonald. And then
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm stop work now.
All right, cool. Let me just play it back again. All right.
They are running out of electricity, and so they are protesting against America and its embargo. For the last 4 months, Cubans have been cut off from their traditional lifeline, Venezuelan oil, in what looks like Washington's attempt at regime change, in what it's always regarded as its backyard.
We have gone more than 40 hours without electricity. I live in a community where there are many elderly people, many of them bedridden. Food is going bad inside refrigerators. That's the little food which can actually be bought.
America's domino theory was that Cuba's 1959 revolution would eventually flip all of Latin America communist. But now Donald Trump, who was flying back from China on Friday, is trying to flip Cuba capitalism's way instead.
You talk about a declining country. They are.
Watch, listen word to word, you know. This happened when I come from China like 2 weeks ago. Okay. Listen word to word. Listen.
Really a nation or a country in decline. So we're going to see. We have a lot to talk about on Cuba, but not maybe for today.
The president sent his CIA director, John Ratcliffe, to Havana this week, America's chief spy, demanding what the agency called fundamental changes, with US officials not ruling out the use of force.
Okay. No, the Warship number play. Just follow my video, you know. Come well put. Remember, we want to say we know the tabloid.
The faces of US intelligence officers were blurred in what is otherwise a blatant return to the politics of the Cold War.
It's my personal opinion. You cannot change the economic trajectory of Cuba as long as the people who are in charge of it now are in charge of it. That's what's going to have to change because these people are proven incapable. I hope I'm wrong. We'll give them a chance.
Come on, bro. Come on. You'll give them a chance? By what? Stopping the oil from coming into the... You don't want them to prosper the way how they want to prosper. The fact of the matter is you guys have been blocking them for the longest from prospering. They have prospered in spite of what you guys have done over the years. Right? And I think this man have some Cuba connection. I don't know why. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It really is kind of weird. You know, I don't see Cuba. I don't know. The Cubans are so disciplined. Jamaica should be the one that is getting this smoke from America. Yo, Jamaica leaders is the one that should be getting this smoke. Because Jamaica is not prospering, Bridget. And what you call prospering? Prospering for all our people or just a few? Is it just that because you want Cuba to be a capitalist and not a socialist? Is it a governance thing? K-girl, what's up? And I'm asking questions. Because the reasoning from Marco Rubio is kind of weird. Selvanev, how you doing? Selvanev, me love how you use the emoji them. Yo, you know see, here's an emoji them. You have one that say, do better. With what's your name? Me have an emoji with, oh my God. Nikisha Burchell. Yeah, man. You have an emoji with Nikisha Burchell. I have some more ideas. I'm going to do an emoji for my honorable members. There's going to be an emoji for what's your name? The young lady that was unalived by the police. It's gonna say justice for Buju. I'm gonna do one for her. You see me? Yeah, because we are gonna keep the argument there alive, you know. So I'm going to put up an emoji for her. Justice for Buju. Yeah? Alright.
But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to be able to change the trajectory of Cuba as long as these people are in charge in that regime.
Raul Castro still dresses like a Cuban revolutionary, even though he's about to turn 95 next month. The Americans are talking to his bodyguard, wearing blue in the middle here. That's also Raul, Castro's grandson. But prosecutors in Florida are also threatening to indict the old man to face trial in the United States, as they did before capturing Venezuela's president earlier this year.
The message to the Cubans is very clear that a similar situation could arise with Raul Castro being under indictment and potentially extradited. So the message to the Cubans is clear. The pressure is on. A timeline's been delivered. And now it's going to be up to the Cubans as to whether or not they comply.
It seems unlikely that US Special Forces really would mount an operation to capture a frail 95-year-old. But what is becoming clearer is that Cuba could well be living on borrowed time. The Americans are not demanding this Caribbean island transition to democracy. But these departing CIA officers are tasked with changing Cuba's leadership to open it up to American companies.
To open it up to what?
American companies. Open it up to American companies. Come on, what's up? This is capitalism, simple purpose. How you doing, my darling? This is capitalism. Opening up Cuba to American companies. It's business. Nothing to do with the people in Cuba prosper. It has to do with some people that make some money in Cuba. Some companies. That's what it's all about. Let's continue.
When we play about this, you know, remember 2 weeks, listen to people. Just watch it, you know, just watch what we are doing. Because our news thing we're down there, them should have them chicken. Around there, say, you get the real thing, them.
Yes, me I hear so them take down Talk Your Mind TV live stream. And that me I hear, me I get the news from my phone and my WhatsApp. So them take down Talk Your Mind TV live stream and Talk Your Mind. Me can't speak on it because Talk Your Mind say some wild things still, you know. And I know YouTube still. Because me used to say some wild thing too. Me used to just start my mind, me used to stay like him. You see, in the pandemic, I be a fire when I blaze Jamaica. Jamaica, I'm telling you something. You guys are seeing the refined Bolo VNR. Learn how to circumvent them thing. You understand what I deal with? Yeah, me learn to circumvent them thing. So I know how to talk and still get the message without saying the message. You get what I say? Yeah, me learn how to do that because me notice when you say certain things, I feel them game and I feel them world, you know. YouTube is their world. I am just, passing through. They control it, they make the rules. So we have to know how to dance around the rules them and still stay in the algorithm to be effective. You feel what I say? Saji? Yeah. No, my only people do that. Carl, that's not it. Carl, it's bigger than that, Carl. Trust me, I tell you, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that, Carl. That's not it. Only people on YouTube curse bad word. Only people. If you listen to some of the podcasts in America, Them curse a lot. Bad word is not it. As long as you have on your video, this is not for kids, you're straight. You see, if you put a video to be for kids, you will have to tread softly in the stuff that you say or show. Trust and believe that. But you see, once you put up your video and it said not for kids, total different ball game.
The Titans are on a city all them. See? All right, what's
These departing CIA officers are tasked with changing Cuba's leadership to open it up to American companies and giving President Trump, their boss, the kind of geopolitical success which Iran has so far denied him.
Which Iran, well, before I continue, so I look at success, which Iran so far denied him. He don't get can't run on Iran, but him said enough more job for do Iran. Him said that couple weeks, like 2 weeks, and we're going around 8. See? Yes. And it now, so let me just continue with this and I'll show what them do in a Jamaica, where them have hundreds of pieces and asking for garbage, you know. Garbage. Yeah? Jamaican people, they make them go down there, yeah? All right, let me continue this.
Today, we are announcing an indictment.
Remember 2 weeks them indict him now. I just the ship. See that? Remember me that story before. Look now.
Charging Raul Castro. Today, we are announcing an indictment charging Raul Castro and several others with conspiracy to kill U.S. nationals.
Yo, you know, this clip is funny to me because you can see, say, it never moved the room. Yeah, it come like say them did have some people in that crowd where, yeah man, signal them to get up. We're gonna start clap now. Like we not, like America now have bigger issues, but I digress for them country. But if I was living there, I'd be like, man, you guys are majoring in the minor. You need to talk about all this money going into Iran. You heard? And what kind of dangers you have now put the citizens in. You know what I mean? Actually in a confrontation with these dudes that don't give up and don't ever forget. You understand what I deal with? That's what you really need to think about. You understand? Man, listen, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy, but let's continue. Mr. Angela in our place. Angela, big up yourself.
Mr. Castro and the others are charged with additional crimes as well, including destruction of aircraft and 4 individual.
My side, get the likes up, man.
On February 24th, 1996, 2 civilian aircraft operated by
YouTube and I treat my bad to them and
were shot down over international waters.
For the people on Bolo VNR 2.2, Bolo VNR, Bolo TVV, you guys, it's easy for you to hit the like button. Why? Because of the type of live stream I'm doing. It's not a virtual on there. So the like button is where it always is, and it usually is. So I'm asking you guys to please make sure you hit the like button and share this live. Calligrapher, big up yourself. Make you a moderator over here, sir. On Bolo TVV. You're a moderator. For you guys watching me on the virtual, on the phone, all you have to do is double tap the middle of the screen like TikTok. And once you do that 2 times, that's it. That's how you hit the like button. So I don't know if people are unaware, but I just wanted to make you aware of how you do that. All right, let's continue.
Our international water got leaflet in our country, but our international water, you know, the leaflet them blow from international water got drop in Cuba as if it uprise, right? Okay. All right, good.
Military aircraft from Cuba. As alleged in the indictment, Raul Castro and 5 co-defendants participated in a conspiracy that ended with Cuban military aircraft firing missiles at those civilian planes and killing 4 Americans. Those are the allegations.
But then they say 3 of them are Cuban American. The other one never, but now 4 American. Them say 3, you know, Cuban American. Yeah. The other one never get nothing yet, but maybe after I'm dead, them turn citizen. But all right, continue. Can I have the report that to continue?
Returned by a federal grand jury. My message today is clear. The United States and President Trump does not and will not forget its citizens. Charging
Oh, no, what's that, you know? So, I'm going to show you something else down up. So, that's a gas sequence where Andrew one is kind of trickle. Me I tell you what one. Not even our media houses pick up. Oh, me have to one of them and them have it. It's there. Remember, continue now. Remember, you have a Cuban president say about this indictment. If them come, listen.
Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel said on Monday that any U.S. military action against Cuba would lead to a, quote, bloodbath, and one with incalculable consequences for regional peace and stability. Diaz-Canel issued the warning in a post on X and added that, quote, Cuba does not pose a threat. His post follows an Axios report published a day earlier citing classified intelligence that said Cuba had acquired more than 300 military drones. The report said Cuba had discussed plans to use them to attack the U.S. naval base at Guantanamo Bay, U.S. military vessels, and Key West, Florida. But Cuba said the U.S. was fabricating a case to justify potential military intervention. In Havana, some residents said they would resist any attack.
I know for a fact that Cuba is a strong country. The Cubans are very brave, and we're not going to back down. If they come, they'll have to fight, because Cuba will fight back. That's what I can tell you. My country, whether we're hungry or not, no matter what, will fight back. They better not.
So, Andrew, they never call patriotic, not you. Not you. You hear this? Yeah.
Come, because there's going to be a fight, you see.
Another resident said he supported talks between the U.S. and Cuba.
There must be an agreement between the two sides to talk and negotiate whatever they want, and Cuba must also enforce its laws. Do you understand? But they shouldn't invade Cuba. Cuba will defend itself at all times.
Yeah.
It will never hand over the country. It will never hand it over. Do you understand?
Cuba has come under increasing strain since the United States cut off its energy supplies after arresting the president of its then ally, Venezuela, in January. Tensions between the two countries have risen sharply in recent days. Reuters reported last week, citing a U.S. Department of Justice source, that prosecutors plan to indict former Cuban leader Raul Castro over Cuba's 1996 shooting down of two planes operated by a humanitarian group.
All right, so let me just continue. I'm continue. I'm going to show you now, and then I'm going to show you Jamaica people. Where they can eat that them man go do. It do it, you know, say like don't say no. Watch this now, watch that.
Have told us that the USS Nimitz aircraft.
A CBS News, it's American news. Remember, you know, we not do tabloid around here. So we use legit thing to show you. Oh, our people not pick up this. Because them don't follow these things. Hear what them say? Official told them the news. Official. And look what I want. And it actually the ship. See the ship name in the water there? Nimitz. It down there right now, you know. All right. You want to see it? It did go down to you know. Watch out.
U.S. military officials have told us that the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier and a couple of escort ships have crossed into the Caribbean Sea. One of the
Big up, Devon. Big up. Wagwan, sir. Wait, freeze.
is a guided missile destroyer. The other one is a replenishment ship. Why is this important? Well, first of all, it's been the first time in months that a carrier strike group has entered that region, but it also comes at a time where the U.S. Justice Department has announced the indictment of former Cuban President Raul Castro. Now, that strike group joins a number of ships that are already in the region, most notably the Iwo Jima, which is an amphibious ship with around 2,000 Marines on board. That took part in the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, you may recall, back in January. In addition to that, we've seen a lot of activity in the air, spy planes, the Navy Poseidon aircraft.
Poseidon, you know. No, you have the mythical god Poseidon. I got up to see that, you know. But control the fishes. Andrew must say, I don't know. But the control and do so. You see, but them have something in Poseidon. Yes. Poseidon control the sea and everything. What can you know, the mythical god and thing. Them give that name Poseidon. So them have all these things around right now as we speak. Right? And then never play it back, you know. And then I'll play what Jamaica said.
Where the U.S. Justice Department has announced the indictment of former Cuban President Raul Castro. Now, that strike group joins a number of ships that are already in the region, most notably the Iwo Jima, which is an amphibious ship with around 2,000 Marines on board. That took part in the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, you may recall, back in January. In addition to that, we've seen a lot of activity in the air, spy planes, the Navy Poseidon aircraft, the Triton, which is a drone, flying around areas. And we're talking about maybe 24 of these flights in the regions around Cuba. This would be for potential target acquisition or to scope out any threat there might be to U.S. troops. So as the political situation in Cuba escalates, so too does the U.S. military presence in the region.
Okay. So I'm going to move this again. I'm going to play our people, them now people. Now play them to us, you know. Can I want to see clear, I want to see, I'm going to clear pattern, you know. We don't go, not my word. Not my word. No, never.
Alright, so let me show you now the clip them. Jamaica, I want to look on Daryl Vaz on his video. I want to listen to this carefully. Zane, check this out.
Moment, unforgettable day. This is an unforgettable moment, unforgettable day. Things that you dream about, that you're actually experiencing. Probably few civilians get this opportunity in a lifetime. And so I want to thank you. But more importantly, just to reiterate what Minister Dixon said in terms of our relationship with the United States of America, unshakable, unbreakable, and long legacy of cooperation. So we look forward to welcoming the vessel into Jamaican waters and to dock. So again, for me personally, unbelievable, unforgettable day. And as I said before, I just want to thank Scott and look forward to welcoming the vessel and the Admiral into Kingston Harbour to have some good coffee, no rum, and reggae music. Yeah. This is unforgettable.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me preference what I'm about to say very, very carefully. It is alleged, there's an argument around the media space that Daryl Vaz is a informant for the United States. Patrick, big up yourself. No man, him look comfortably in this video, man. The video when me play a while ago, them cut it up in a clips. So them show him best moments. I film video that on him TikTok, you know. We never see that one there. We never watch that one there. No. Yes. But what I'm saying is, there is an argument out there that Daryl Vaz is a informant for the United States. That's an argument that is out there. I don't know how true that is. There's also an argument, the reason why he's an informant is because of certain activities that would have him allegedly compromised legally. I won't go into detail about those allegations, but that is also in the space. And you know, Daryl Vaz's name just does not have a good antecedent among the tongues of a lot of people in Jamaica. I don't know what them know about the man. I can't hear all of these things. You understand what I say? Not my word. And you have heard Head Boy speak on Daryl Vaz on several occasions where these things are concerned on different platforms like PDTV and myself. You understand? My own and others, right? Mystic Sensation, all of these. You know what I mean? All around. Even on Colin Bell show. So, Daryl Vaz, that is in the air that he's an informant. Now, separate and apart from that allegation, I am asking the question, ladies and gentlemen, why was the chief of staff, Andrew Holness, why Andrew Holness never go up on the ship? You're telling me that Andrew Holness, that love PR so much, did not go and do this meet and greet with a warship in the Caribbean? Him have to know about it, him the chief. So where was Andrew Holness? Where was Horace Chang? Horace Chang, aren't you the Minister of National Security? How is Daryl Vaz doing this and not you? What you do? There's also allegations about you, Horace Chang. Right? As a matter of fact, I've seen the WikiLeaks thing about you. Not very good. I don't know how comes you are Minister of National Security with those things circulating on WikiLeaks about you. I don't know how you are Minister of national security. But as a Minister of National Security, for a warship to come to Jamaica, you should be present. Where are you? Cutbert, Juliet Cutbert, aren't you somehow involved in that ministry? Were you there? The only thing you can come on TV come talk about is Nikisha Berchel. He's a real waste of space in our cabinet. Where were you, Juliet Cutbert? How comes you weren't the one that actually went to this particular meet and greet? Daryl Vaz and Dora the Explorer. Mighty God. Hey, the Jamaica Labour Party have minimal amount of talent still, you know? Minimal amount of talent. Very, very sad. I want to know them do well. They are excellent yes men when it comes on to external forces. Excellent. It makes you wonder, don't Dana Whittaker. 3 key people was not at the... Where Kevin Blake there? Who had JCF? Where's JCF? Where's the head of JCF? Where's Kevin Blake? Where is Horace Chang? Where is Juliet Cutbert? And where's Andrew Honest? And listen, if Juliet Cutbert or Dennis or Kevin Blake or the head of JCF never go, hey, cool. But where is Andrew Honest and Horace Chang? Jamaica, it is unacceptable. Something is definitely wrong with this picture. Something wrong with this picture here. Not so I deal with. Not say he would be arrested. Mighty God. Monica Taylor, how you doing, my baby? What's up, boo? Yes. Where is Andrew Honest? So, Andrew, you're really saying Daryl Vaz. Hey, people, let me tell you something. I can imagine if you was on that ship. When Daryl Vaz's knees clapping together like this would have louder than the engine. Hold on. Somebody said they want to see picture. Hold on, let me show you the picture. I want to show you a picture of Daryl Vaz. How Daryl Vaz look. I want to show you a picture of Daryl Vaz look. You can't make this up. Daryl Vaz, the man was out of space one night time. You have to say, yo, brother, you're good. Jamaica, look on Daryl Vaz. Let me show you. What the TikTok people in there? Look on Daryl Vaz. That don't look like one man that's a nervous wreck. Look on Daryl Vaz. The amount of things that go through your minds. What in a 5 and 1 second. Look on Daryl Vaz. Look on Daryl Vaz. Look on Daryl Vaz, Jamaica. Oh, for you people in the pan this, you know, so I'm going to send a picture and put it up. Only give me a second. It's like when you look at Daryl Vaz's face, in contrast to Dora the Explorer, it's like, wait a minute. What is going on with him? The man has sweat. What? Hey, white people are easy to sweat like that. Easy to see them sweat, you know. You can clearly see, say, Daryl Vaz has sweat. Clearly. Andrea said, where was the head of JDF? And that me I say, how comes them never get featured in the video? Them where were they? Thank you for sharing the live, guys. Really appreciate it. Big up on yourself. You see the numbers them are go up. Thank you. Continue to share the live here. I like the live. Let me send this thing to something there. Now, in this one here, so I want to short a clip. Look at them and take a picture. Right?
Today has been an absolutely special day. We're on the USS Nimitz.
So right, that's how them are set up to take a picture. Right? And it looked like couple JCF soldier travel with them Or are those, no, them they're US Army man. I just some black virgin. Yeah. Them they're just some US Army man. See me. Look like a couple Jamaican soldiers go with them, accompany them. That appears. But I definitely have to read the picture, but we could go to the next video.
Limits, and it is one of the large. Today has been an absolutely special day. We're on the USS Limits, and it is one of the largest naval carriers in the entire world. And we got to come on this carrier because of the team at the U.S. Embassy. And I really want to thank the entire team here, the commanding officer, Admiral, wherever Admiral is, I want to thank him also. It's really just a symbol of the U.S.-Jamaica friendship.
So, I have to say that the Jamaica Labour Party is really good at what they do. Karen, what are you doing? When it comes to PR, they are the best. So here she talk about, oh, we have to thank the team at the embassy and big up. I wish I big up. I think I my money we're gonna Nara. Hey, let me play that again. Hold on there. No, sir. I can't bother.
Today has been an absolutely special day. We're on the USS Limits, and it is one of the largest naval carriers in the entire world. And we got to come on this carrier because of the team at the U.S. Embassy. And I really want to thank the entire team here, the commanding officer, Admiral, wherever Admiral is, I want to thank him also. It's really just a symbol of the U.S.-Jamaica friendship. We have a relationship that spans so many areas, from education to...
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Giovanni Dennis is now the Chief Executive Officer of the Jamaica Information Service. Mighty God. The man them a reward all of them media pundits. The man them is rewarding, the JLP is rewarding all of their media pundits. No wonder the media not really do no real media work when it comes to looking at what the government is doing. No, Giovanni Dennis, he used to work at, he used to work at CVM. Right? Mighty God, look at this. See the company JIS Twitter upon X. See there? Giovanni Dennis. See there? See there? Giovanni Dennis, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Breaking news. Labor rights them awarding them minions. KPH curtails A&E service amid service staff shortage. The Kingston Public Hospital has restricted service in the accident and emergency department because of severe staff shortage. The department is reportedly operating in emergency mode. The development coincides with mounting frustration among staff working in very hot and uncomfortable physical condition. Patients are being redirected to other facilities in the southeastern regional health authority. Their staff is being warned to brace for increased cases. Mighty God. So KPH, ladies and gentlemen, curtails the A&E service amid severe shortage, severe enough. The conditions in which they are working is Mama San, big up yourself. The condition in which they are working at KPH. The staff say, no, I cannot be a part of this. How embarrassing, man. What a disgrace the Jamaica Labour Party is, man. Under their tenure, look at these things that is happening in our health sector. Big up yourself and Isabel Rose. And then this man with them call Christopherton. The man has a skill, ladies and gentlemen, of being there but not there. quiet like a lamb when the whole entire health ministry is burning down. And anytime the pressure comes up, and we, the real media, and I'm gonna say it because the media is so compromised. We on here is the real media. You understand? The media is compromised. They are sellouts. Is we raise these issues? But wait a minute. This is not right. This is not right. How is this man? How does this man still have a job? I mean, the entire healthcare system is literally on fire, and the man don't get fired. It's not literally on fire, it's figuratively on fire, meaning the systems are broken down, services are broken down. It's not only affecting it's not like it's affecting only patients. It is affecting even the workers. It is becoming unbearable for them to work in these conditions. And Christopher Tufton still have a job. And we are okay with that, Jamaica. It's cool, it's okay. Hey, listen, you know what it is, what it is. No, man, we have to get up and stand up, man. We have to get up and stand up, Jamaica. There's just no way.
What can go so?
Well, finally, I want to say to the people of Jamaica, we are at a tipping point. One of the things that Richard Pandoy, CEO of Shepherd, said to me today, that I think you understand how everybody's so silent and why the people are so silent and I take all of this problem. And that's why I say, we want the people of Jamaica to wise up and rise up and make the man them more so. We know that we are in a crisis and we're not tolerating those things anymore.
My good brother, hold on them general. More if set up the WhatsApp on the computer and then me call you back here. Yes, man. Okay. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you see head boy, I think me know say it's serious. And I just was about to put the WhatsApp on the computer, you know. But I have to link it first, because this is a calling show at the end of the day. I would love to hear from the people them. So let me just log into the computer here. Alright. Should only take a second or 5 seconds. And then we can call back the good brother. Head boy. Ladies and gentlemen, head boy is in the building. It's gonna be better on the computer because I'll be able to you'll be able to hear him on all the platforms very clearly. You understand? So yes, here we go. Let me take this off the screen. Alright. And let me call him. Come on, let's go. What's this? What is this? What on in Jamaica? Oh. Oh my God, I put on the wrong one. I put on the wrong one, ladies and gentlemen. Shoot. I put on the wrong WhatsApp on the computer. I have 2 WhatsApp in it, but I put on the wrong one. But I'm going to call him back still. Alright, there we go. I'm going to call him on this number. There he is. Alright, boy, I call him on a different number. I just text you a while ago. Yes, my brother, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear you loud and clear from Nigel Point to Moran Point.
All right, go ahead, because I know you have only for your mind.
Not much, but I was listening, and I said, boy, this man I find it quite telling that the PM would not be on the ship. Yeah?
That's right. Crazy.
And the Minister of National Security. But I'm not surprised he's not there because he doesn't have clearance. Yeah? We know that. And that is no secret.
Yes.
Because if you can't get a US visa, you think they're going to allow you on board of a ship?
Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact. You can't go on the ship for real. No US visa. Oh man, how terrible is that though, head boy? How terrible is that? How embarrassing is that? Mighty God.
Well, it's not embarrassing to Jamaica. It's embarrassing to the man who put him in the position.
That is accurate.
Because the people never vote. Remember, the people don't vote for ministers, They vote for MPs.
Right.
And then they rely on the MPs now who in turn vote for the PM, for the Prime Minister. In fact, I am now advocating that we should know before you even go there who go and go where. Make we decide if really they should be placed there.
True.
That's a discussion that we need to really have. Yeah?
Yes.
Which is because if you put these 18 slates about it's going to be Minister of Education and people could vote accordingly, then that would be a different scenario. So I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Because at the end of the day, certain people have certain gifts that would be, and it would all benefit the people of Jamaica at the end of the day. So I mean, it's something that the people have to press the government about. But Jamaican people too lazy. Head boy. They're not involved enough in the process, in the political process.
I wouldn't even say lazy. I think they have become too docile. There are a lot of them, them can't bad up me, but them afraid of Andrew. And it takes guts to deal with him. A lot of them, they're afraid to talk to Andrew. You think them going to go to Andrew and tell him wrong? How much of them could go up into a meeting and tell him wrong?
Yeah, a lot of them are muzzled. A lot of them are muzzled for real, man.
And they're afraid. And I understand in some instances why they are fearful, because when you see a police force that's emboldened. But I don't want to get away from the point, because I want to focus on this ship and what Wayne Lonesome was saying. This ship, it is a travesty of justice. And it is a crying shame that you understand the relationship Jamaica has with Cuba. And you understand the tension. Let's use that. Let's say the tension was not on and America wasn't threatening to invade in Cuba. Them didn't put an extra oil blockade on them. Then you would say, all right, they just do them normal thing and go about them business. Yeah?
Right.
However, the tensions are on. They have made it clear that they have not ruled out an invasion. So if you hear that and you realize that that is the situation, why are you now going to engage in a diplomatic mission, as you claim, in quotes diplomatic, that on 90 miles north, 90 miles south of the very same place that is being threatened by your so-called diplomatic ally?
Right. Listen, I said it from about a year and a half ago. I said Andrew Wallace is in bed with too many people and it's gonna come around to bite him geopolitically. You understand?
Yeah.
Because isn't there an argument around Ed Boy? Isn't there an argument around who owns half of the ship here in Kingston?
The Chinese.
Not the same place they ship that.
But nobody could refuse them access. You couldn't refuse them access,
Mighty God, Jamaica ball out. What a tangled web we weave. My goodness. No, sir.
No, they couldn't deny them access.
Whoa.
You crazy? You want to hear sanctions lick left, right, and center. So not because they have a controlling interest, where diplomatic and national security issues are concerned, Jamaica still maintains that sort of leverage. Yeah, so they can say, okay, this ship is going to dock for humanitarian effort, even if it is a ship from Taiwan that China does not necessarily recognize. There's nothing that the Chinese investors could do. And that's just a statement of fact. They have to but to really look at the point, I don't think that, and the minister said that the ship come because they're going to go on tour and they're going to drink rum and coffee. Yeah, you think we eat that? They take people for fool.
Hey, you see,
Andrew
you see Darrell Vance face.
No, that's what I didn't. You know, me have to leave him till last, because I have a lot to say about Darrell. Mouthful. But on a serious note, when you look at it, so they're telling us now. First of all, let's go to that. Darrell was constipated. Was he constipated?
Absolutely constipated.
You know, when you are one, I remember in going to high school, and them call you to the principal office, and you do the thing, right?
God.
And you say, blow out. I wonder if she will find out on me. Yes. Yeah, that's how Darrell looked, The man, I have never seen Darrell. You ever see Darrell look like a puppy dog so before?
Hey, you ever see?
The man,
you ever see? Oh, one deer look when the trucker come on the highway and he run out in the road. And I'm look right up in that truck. I saw Darrell Vance look. Yo, the man light flashing front and he ain't to blow.
And my question now is how comes he's allowed and Horace Chang, the minister, is not allowed?
I'm scared for you, man, Anissa.
Why didn't they send the junior minister, the minister of Badwood? You know, he's the minister of Badwood, right?
Cutbert, man.
Yeah, man. Cutbert Flynn. Yeah. Yes. So I would wonder why they wouldn't send her, because she's the junior minister. Why did they send Darrell?
If I was in her position, I would feel disrespected as a woman. Absolutely. But I'm going to say to you, my brother, and I'm going to say to your listeners, that I could understand why they send Darrell. If you are my reliable informant, if you are my friend, that when I took back your visa, you came to me crying and said, I'll name every single one of them, even if they're in my cabinet. My God. What you saying to me?
Listen, I'm telling you a story, I want to hear the storyline. If I were in the position of some and they took my visa away, I would have said, I am going to tell you everything. Yeah? And I'm going to also tell you who's in the cabinet. That is also a part of what you have accused me of. Yeah? And now that I am your informant, you must reward me by promoting me. So when you come here, remember you have to call me, because I am your errand boy. Yeah?
Mighty God.
I am your eye on the wall. Yeah? I am your fly on the wall. That's why I can order 80 Starlink without approval from my American business partner. Hello?
Wow. My goodness.
So when you look at it, we understand why Darrell had to be there now. He had to be there because he was required to be there. He has had an obligation to be there. So even if the other man could have get clearance, I don't think he would have been there either. Yeah? They would have still had this man going there. Because who's close to the Americans like somebody who could get a special visa? Yeah?
I want to ask you this. Do you think it has anything to do with classism in terms of, Darrell Vance being of a certain name and certain families here in Jamaica, and Andrew Wallace is not.
No, I am telling you, it's a scapegoat. Andrew does not want to be seen on that ship because he is smart. If tomorrow morning the Americans decide to fire upon Cuba from out of Portland or out of Montego Bay, yeah, what do you think would happen? Andrew Holness could say, I was never informed. I thought they were just coming on a humanitarian mission. You with me?
You're right, because, that would make a lot of sense, because when Horace Chang is not there, and no military is there. So, this was just a cordial visit. We brought Dora the Explorer. She's talking about, relations and cooperations, and we're going to drink some rum, and we're going to drink some coffee. Hey,
and hopefully some, you hear that, and hopefully some rum.
Yes. Hey, I really remember.
No. Well, not just him not only drinking, him offer it to the buses as well. So, and I really, where was the Foreign Affairs Minister? She should be there. But what I tell you,
let me tell you something. She's so insignificant that I did not even remember to reference her in this conversation.
No, but from a diplomatic point of view, if a ship has arrived in Jamaica, who is the chief diplomat in the country?
Yeah, she is.
It's not the Prime Minister,
No, she is.
She is the chief diplomat. So why wasn't she in Kingston on that ship? I tell you again, and I go back to the same statement I made. Andrew and Camino, because they have come under so much pressure in CARICOM, right? They now want to ensure that they distance themselves from this. So when they go to CARICOM meeting, which by the way is going to be a couple of weeks from now, yeah, because they're changing the leadership. The leadership will be given to Suriname.
Okay.
So the chairmanship. So what that means is that they can say, we were never
aware,
privy to these things.
Yes.
We have no idea that this is what they wanted to do.
And head boy, could it be the reason why the media is not covering it as well?
Well, they have given strict instructions right not to be covered.
Mighty God.
Because they don't want to have the speculations. Wow. And if you realize what they do, they start to put out the damage control with one time. And it burned me for Venetia Phillips, the first you go and hear me call this woman name. It burned me for her, You know why it burned me for Venetia Phillips? Venetia Phillips used to walk up and down in a Cuban hat, yeah, and Che Guevara shot, and say how she's a socialist. And now Venetia Phillips is on Cuba, on Facebook berating Cuba and helping to spread the lies narrative, knowing that the ship came not necessarily for a preparation of invasion, as some people might think. I could tell you what they came for. They're actually setting up a radar system in Jamaica. Yes?
What?
And that radar, yes? The same thing they did in Trinidad and Tobago. How you think they went for Maduro? How you think they were able to capture Maduro?
Oh, the other day when they did forward, mighty God. The money has skill.
So what they will do, they will set up a radar system likely on the eastern coast, hence why it is in Kingston. Yeah? So they will go, because remember, if you continue 90 miles east in an easterly direction out into international waters, you'll be heading into Cuba. Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
So east of 90 miles east of Kingston, you're going into Cuban territorial waters. In fact, you would be in the province of Santiago de Cuba. Yeah? Which, if anybody understands how Cuba operates, Santiago de Cuba is even more stronger than Havana. If you conquer Santiago de Cuba, you have actually conquered the Cuban government. Yeah?
And the USA is very informed, you know, so they would be informed of this if you have that information.
They know. That's how when Fidel became president, why you think Santiago de Cuba is the most defended city in Cuba? Because that's where the revolution started, in the Sierra Maestra Mountains. For students of history, that's what they would have called the Sierra Maestra, which is our version of the Blue Mountain. Yeah? And so what you are seeing happening now is an attempt. It's surveillance. The ship will be here. We don't know if we're going. We don't know what other mini vessels them send out there, because remember, it's a carrier, you know, it can carry aircraft as well. And I am certain you see aircraft on it. Those are surveillance planes.
And they should have mini submarines as well.
Absolutely. And so when you see as they remember the Trojan, the gift to Troy, the Trojan horse.
Yes, I always hear Andre talk about that.
Don't be distracted by the optics of looking at a ship, but you must now look in your mind what comes with a ship, what comes with a military vessel, and what attachments, as you have rightly pointed out, that come, such as the submarines, the surveillance planes, the different missiles they have sitting on that ship. So I am of the view that this visit is to clearly indicate to Cuba. And remember, just before the arrival of this ship, what happened? They gave us 2.5 million US. Yeah?
Boy, may I tell you, when I really connect the dots, what a thingy?
You think it was by chance they gave that 2.5?
Looking at it now, absolutely not.
This was to them, Brethren just hold a 2.5 and look the other way. A matter of fact, Andrew, you stay out of the mess. You know, come there. Remember, you have your Naira now, you know. Remember, you have to get a look at your billions, your trillions in Naira, you know. So here you go. You know, come. If nothing for go down, say you don't know nothing. And I'm asking the question, has the Americans proposed to the government of Jamaica to set up a radar system in the parish of Portland? Hence why that was there, my friend, if you don't get it now.
I mean, if they are doing that, he would be nervous, wouldn't he?
No, because the purpose of it is not to interdict drug. Lord, I talk too plain. The purpose of it is... yeah?
Whoa.
So the purpose of it, you know, is not to look at trafficking activities.
Yes.
The purpose of it is to surveil in Cuba. What you think we could have... I remember as a boy growing up, you could have switched when we had the AM ban. Yeah? If you turned on your radio and you were in places like St. Mary or even Hanover, you could, or the Blue Mountains, you could listen to radio stations over in Cuba. Yeah? So the strategic surveillance system set up anywhere in the parish of Portland, St. Thomas, or even on the west in Hanover would see to it that they could actually decipher any coding. That's what they did to I want people to go back and go look at the Venezuela playbook. It's the same book. They first said that Maduro and his wife were drug traffickers, which everybody to this day now is proven to not be true. Yes?
Right.
And they made the pretext of an indictment that they're actually serving an indictment. Now, Raul Castro, who was the Minister of Defense, did what any Minister of Defense would do to an aircraft that was clearly warned by the government. You are in our airspace. Desist from doing as Wayne Lonesome said, dropping the leaflets, which would be considered even more threatening than if you did a drop bomb. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Every country has a right to protect their airspace. That is an international right. That is what Iran is doing now in the Strait of Hormuz. We just say this is our international water, our waters up to 12 nautical miles. Anything after that is international water. So why are we allowing these guys to come into Jamaica at this time when they know the tension with Cuba and America is at its worst? The worst it has been in almost 60 years. We are back with Cuba and America into a Cold War. And
I want to ask you a question when you're done.
China has said to them, you can't continue. And that is why I know Andrew now, why Andrew could not go. Because had he gone on that ship, all of his Chinese projects that are financed by his Chinese investors and private projects that him Bigfoot wife gets from those investors, what do you think would have happened? They would have been taken offline. So him couldn't go. You with me now?
Definitely with you.
Go ahead now and ask me the question.
I'm gonna say again, we did ask a question about Andrew and I still remember, yeah, man. Go on, talk. I still remember.
Anytime, just stop me when you stop me. When you get the question, so I'll stop. Yes, I'm saying it makes sense. Why would he go on a ship when he has made pledge? And you said the man sell out. It's like a woman when she knows she have 8 men and she there with 1.
Just remember a question. Them have a saying in Jamaica where them say, you take 1 stone and kill one heap of bird. Is it possible that the United States is on a multiple mission? Is it possible that we could see some people of interest I get handcuffed and I get taken away? What do you think?
Under Andrew Willis, from Andrew Willis administration?
I don't know any Virgin. It could be anybody where them have interest for, yeah?
I'll tell you, not under Andrew Holness will continue to be, and I'm going to borrow the word from Bruce Golding when he said to Dorothy Lightburn in relation to Bruce to signing the extradition request for Dudus. Andrew Holness is a lubricated conduit. Yeah? So
well, on the head, boy, you can't just dash them big word there and terminology there for the people. You know? What is a conduit? Me understand the lubricated, that means him being used like some sort of sex toy, but continue.
Yeah, and the conduit allows something to pass through you. Where you push through things, there's a man, you have a woman. I won't go in the detail.
Ball out! No, man.
So essentially, when Bruce Golding said it to Dorothy, he was saying to her, you would be a P, and I won't say the rest. Yeah?
Right, so, keep it PG.
Andrew is the United States lubricated conduit, and anything they ask him to do, he will do. Because when he went to Florida, never forget that incident, that a sitting prime minister was told he cannot go through the diplomatic line. He was taken out of the diplomatic line and treated like a common criminal.
Is there any clips of that? Is there a news article I can go to?
Remember when Andre break it, he and his office kept the damage control to say no, and there was some, I'm going to try and find it, but something came out from them to say no, there was an error, something in the system never come up right, and that's why the system wasn't recognizing his passport.
Hold on the head, boy. Me I call cap on that. If that indeed is them argument, you're telling me that the Prime Minister of Jamaica, there was an error on his passport. I can't buy that argument. I cannot.
On his passport, there was an error with their system, and so therefore they did not recognize it. They could.
But hold on the head, boy. That even make it worse. There was an error with them system. And it so happens that Andrew Holness was the benefactor of that era, or I would say the misfortunate benefactor of that era, the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Come on, man.
And
Come
and
on, man.
after that,
Come
we
on.
saw when he came back to Jamaica, and what did he started doing? He started making it clear, yes, and making the statements. The first statement he started making was to stand in support of Israel. People need to understand that why America is behaving the way they're also behaving and emboldened. Andrew is also not just a puppet of China, nor the US. He's also a puppet of Israel. No, that is one of the worst puppet master you can have, I don't mind the US. Quite frankly, I don't mind China. Yeah? But you see, Israel, when you become a slave and a lapdog to Israel, there is no escape for you. Understand why Israel would not like Cuba. Most of the Cuban Americans living down in Cuba, in Miami, if you survey them, you'll find out at least 50 to 60% of them recognize themselves as being Jews. Cuba was the first to recognize Palestine under Fidel. First country to do so. So Cuba is an ally of which country? Iran. Who used to give them oil? Iran. I want people to understand these things, You have to look deeper than just looking at the surface. So because of the Cuba, and what did America say? No other country will allow to have any influence in their backyard. Right? Cuba is also an observer member at BRICS, waiting for its full membership to be implemented between now and next year.
Damn, Ed boy. Damn, that is too much. Yeah, that right there is definitely a deal breaker. Wow.
Now, why you think the Miami Mafia, I call them the Miami Mafia, because these were the mafiosos who were in Cuba at the time when the mafia used to go down there and run it and rape people and treat the Cuban people like they were pieces of God knows what. And now, these are the same people, including Marco Rubio. Yeah? I don't call him Marco Rubio, I call him Narco Rubio. Yeah? Because I'm always a pop a pill before him start. I'm referring to his popping pill. I'm not saying the Secretary of State is involved in any anti-activities, which would be, but him always pop a pill. Yeah? So Marco Polo is in fact has that hatred for Cuba because his family was dispossessed of their ill-gotten gains and it was given to the state. Yeah? This is the hatred that they have. Most of whom are in Miami now, if you look at them, they're the lighter skinned Cubans.
And also, it's just that these are people just have a capitalistic mind, and Cuba culture and the way how they do things and govern it doesn't they don't rock with it.
It doesn't go with them. So I am simply saying, as I go, brother, that let us put everything together and we recap. Andrew is a puppet. Andrew has distanced himself from this Warship, him and his foreign affairs minister, because they would have had to answer to CARICOM. You hear me? And he does not want to answer to CARICOM. So what do? They send the informant Darrell to go and meet with, and I say so, it's not you say so. They send the minister, I didn't mean informant, I mean the Minister of Energy, forgive my word, yeah? The Minister of Energy, who is in the parish of Portland, that possibly they will set up a surveillance system, because that's the best place to put it. And they're going to put it in Portland. And by the way, there's an empty airport in Portland called the Ken Jones Airdrome. Yeah? Nothing going on there. The best place to put a surveillance system is at the airport. Yeah? Because they're already equipped for it. But I warn Andrew Holness and the government of Jamaica before I go. If you don't understand war, understand these three things. When you attack, when a country is attacked, it has the right to respond. The first response from any country that is attacked would be to look at your key infrastructure. So what would Cuba look at if Jamaica allows an attack from within its borders? The first would be Petrojam. And that's a soft target. Because in military terms, and I'm not advocating, and let me clear the air, we're not advocating for anything to happen to our key infrastructure in Jamaica. We're telling you how military personnel think. So they will look at Petrojam as infrastructures, because that's your oil and your gas, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They'll then look at your electricity grid, and then they will look at your water. If those three elements are of no more importance, then the country attack and you can no longer attack you. Am I correct or am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct about that, you know. It's a dangerous thought to even conceptualize because the possibilities is endless in terms of if there's an attack on Cuba, what will their friends do and what will Cuba do?
Absolutely. And Cuba would be within the right, like what Iran did when Iran was attacked by America and Israel. It warned them before. It says, we are going to attack your allies in the Gulf. What did they do? They attacked Qatar, the UAE. Right now, nobody, you and I could, you and any girl and any one of us could go to Dubai as a group down there, you know? Yeah? Dubai is empty. Nobody is staying in the hotel. So we
say the ticket them are the cheapest right now.
The cheapest. You can go into Dubai. It's the best for people to visit Dubai now because of how empty the hotels are in Dubai. Tourism has fallen by over 30 to 40% in Dubai.
Wow.
What you're looking at now.
Did you hear the statement, head boy? Did you hear the statement coming out of Cuba? They said that if America attacks, it's going to be a bloodbath.
No, I can tell you about the Cubans. If people forget about the Cubans, you remember when people used to call themselves when we were at school, they always had some high school with some group who said them call themselves the Cubans. Yeah? I need to make people understand that Cuba is not Venezuela. Yeah? And Cuba will respond in kind. America has never won a war, you know. And people need to understand. They have never really won a war. They lost in Vietnam. They lost in Afghanistan. They had to pull out. They had to pull out of Iraq. And now we're seeing in the modern era where a country like Iran has blockaded them out of the Strait of Hormuz that them can't go nowhere. So the reality of it is Cuba has won wars. Cuba led the fight for the freedom of Angola, if people forget that one. Cuba led the fight for the freedom of Namibia and also South Africa. It took on apartheid in South Africa with its own soldiers and they won.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're not talking about a country who is afraid. And I tell Andrew, instead of you buy out and sell out, I would be more worried about drones. Drones.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cuba has a close relationship with Iran and a security pact. And should Cuba be attacked, I am from within Jamaica. I am giving the warning and the sounding. I am not a mouthpiece for the Cuban government. I do not speak on behalf of them. I'm speaking from what we know in terms of understanding of how militaries would react. We will feel the hands of time. We will feel what it means to dance with the devil and forget who our allies are. You cannot use your country as a base 90 miles of the next country the person intends to attack. It's like you, Bolo, you live on the Waltham or you live at Maxfield or wherever. You live up in Africa and I am your neighbor. And I say, boy, take my yard, go attack Bolo. Where do you think Bolo going to do? Bolo going to burn down my house and come for me next. Yeah?
It's common sense. It's as simple as that.
So the reality of it is we have to look and we seriously have to urge the government of Jamaica, do not play with people's lives. We just came out of Melissa and we cannot afford any security risk. And my word, them Cubans are prepared to fight. They are ready to fight, and they will fight. We hope, for the sake of God and for the sake of peace for Jamaica, that good sense prevail, and we hope that there is no war between many of whom we consider Cuba. If you do a poll in Jamaica and a Bolo, you know, sir, 90% of Jamaicans love Cubans or more.
Bridget, that is a fact. The women are beautiful. I mean, they have this, a lot of them have this subservient nature. I'm just saying, I would marry a Cuban woman.
Just stop it, because that's my weakness. You know? That's my weakness. I'm telling you, I'm not afraid to say, if you send me a nice Cuban girl, you'll be my friend for the rest of your life. Yeah? So I am weak to them. But not only that, we grew up in Jamaica having that bond. At least at some school, you know, of a Cuban teacher, and some community, you know, of a Cuban, right? Some Jamaicans too who are of Cuban descent. So Cuba has been like a sister country to us. We go there, we could for years. So to come now, and then a generation too that was taught before to hate Cuba have come to learn to understand the importance of Cuba. So even within the JLP, there are MPs who are in full support of Cuba. So
listen, me head boy, I'm telling you right now, when you look at the Cubans as a people collectively, I mean, I don't remember a time when I heard a Cuban contributing to crime in Jamaica, not even once. The level of discipline that they have, hard work in everything. Jamaica should be trying to pattern themselves and have that type of reputation. What is our reputation in the world? Everywhere we go, we make trouble. That is our reputation. We are bad man. We do this, we take away man, people, woman, and all them something there. The Cuban them have a better reputation now. Them just that they are being violated by the United States because of all these other historical reasons.
You know, all those medicines now that the Cubans are struggling to make. If we had a sensible, because them have no electricity, if we had a sensible government in Kingston, you know what would have happened? They would have called in the Cubans and say to them, why don't you come here and make the pharmaceuticals you're making for cancer treatment and for different things? Make them in Jamaica, put made in Jamaica, and we will sell them on your behalf. And guess what happened? You will have shares in the company, so it belongs to you and us and the Jamaican people. And just because of the name Jamaica, the brand Jamaica, you know how much places that pharmaceutical products would have entered without any problem?
No, Ed boy, you try to set up Jamaica. No, in the ear. Do you know who is Big Pharma?
That is true.
Brother, are the fastest they would have come take out the Jamaican government.
Hey, you know, it's the biggest cartel in the world. Yeah?
Brother, talk truth, no man. Talk truth, no man.
Hey, we're going to have to catch up this conversation, Cardo.
Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Really, really appreciate it. And I tell you, every time we get to talk, I will keep on singing of the good work you're doing. You have a niche. When me miss no program, right? Who you think I come listen to get back that program? You. Keep on doing the good work, right? And keep on grow as you grow from strength. But I hear this thing about talk your mind as I go. And I love talk your mind. And I hope whatever we don't know true it is, I am waiting to see if I get any confirmation. But you know, that broke kitchen boy might be the one who make talk your mind. No page. No, if that is the case. But I love what talk your mind.
No man. Them say what happens is that him can't go live for 24 hours. You see it?
Oh, so they just put him on jail time.
Yeah, and them take down the video, whatever video him did live pan. I don't know why.
Well, you know, talk your mind is the man who make me remember. A long time I never hear the terminology broke kitchen, you know.
No, talk your mind says something. I tell you, know saying grow with film, granny.
Yeah, man. Hey, talk, and him have some phrases. So everybody has their place. Mark, you talk your mind, say some real strong things, you know. But guess what happened? That is the power of freedom of expression.
Right.
And any government
absolutely
who is afraid of its people speaking is a government that is on the road to dictatorship and to tyranny. Keep on doing the good work, brother.
Thank you so much, Ed boy. I know you are royalty on the program.
Atalo.
Tell you.
Emotional damage. All of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
If you're watching this live stream,
the truth is the light.
If you're watching this live stream or you're watching this reaction and you have not hit the like button yet, where you wait for? Bless up the like button. What a riveting and interesting conversation. That is it. That is it. Big up Ed boy to come bless up a platform. I tell you, that is a conversation right there, ladies and gentlemen. People, if you don't love the conversation, you want to put some fire emoji in the chat. The Cash App is available, all of these good things. Super chat, become a member. Just bless up the page anyway you can bless up the page. Whether you share it with 10 people, anyway you can bless up the page, bless up the page. Well, Talk Your Mind TV channel, him can't go live. Them take down him live when I do earlier. Because I think him did go live before me, shortly before me. And I went live afterwards. And I'm hearing now, me doing now a local spot right I saw me see or message come in and they must say Talk Your Mind TV live get taken down and all of these things. And I say, what? I say, what kind of style that? So that one, ladies and gentlemen, then take down him live and them they get no email. And then Stephanie, how you doing? Sonia Burks, big up yourself. They don't get any email and all of these things. So it's like YouTube take it down for whatever reason. You get what I say? Yeah. YouTube take it down for whatever reason. So ladies and gentlemen, I have a video come out now because you see Andrew Holness I push the needs again. Apparently needs is the reason why them can't do them job and get the goods to the people and fast enough. But people that have charity, right, like the granddaughter of Bob Marley, can do so much and organize. But the government that has so much resources, their hands are tied behind their back to help the people because the people them don't take needs. The devil is a liar. And I'm not going to say no more. I have a video coming out right after this live stream. At the thumbnail me I make right now. You remember good from Bolo VNR clips and Bolo VNR 2.0. Go make sure some people on TikTok, make sure some go subscribe to my YouTube channel. The YouTube link is in the bio of my page. You heard? Alright, let's get into the rest of this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get in here. We'll take out that picture off my screen. No, oh gosh, oh no, look at this guy. Daryl Vaz look like him like he lost in a space now. It bad. Let me share my screen here. Let me share my screen and show you what time it is. Share my screen. Alright, let's get back to this video here.
Today has been an absolutely special day. We're on USS MAGNITSKY, and it is one of the largest naval carriers in the entire world. And we got to...
Listen, I don't know why this lady is so excited. The way how she's framing it is like, man, you know, we are on this cruise ship. You know, we got some margaritas. We will be traveling the world. It's like she's saying, I'm here with I don't know if she married, I'm here with my husband, and you know, this is a very exciting time for us. Like, what? Ma'am, are you disconnected? Are you out of the loop with what is going on geopolitically? The videos that and I know Andrew is gonna tear this up later on tonight on PDTV. Do you know that there has been statements in the mainstream media in America, England, all around the world surrounding a potential attack on Cuba? And you come on here with this, this is so exciting, we're on the USS Nimitz. And then the mainstream media, I don't see anything from all now. I've been looking, I don't see the mainstream media, and I could be wrong. Maybe they put out something now, because anytime social media start to pressure mainstream media, you guys notice that them start to somewhere, and them start to something because they don't want to make things look bad. Yeah, she's very annoying, Mary. Very annoying. But I learned to compartmentalize, because this work of being in media, Yes, you commented under the post, said that we don't have warheads and bomb shelters in Jamaica. Nicole, me love that. That is something that you should say. No, it's very dangerous what they're doing. This they should have said to the United States, listen, this does not benefit us enough. Because, check this out. Things go so for the United States, but because they attacked Cuba. Let's say that Cuba is the what? The whatever that broke the camel's back. Let's say that they are the catalyst for what the Bible referred to as the unprovoked war. I think there is an actual reference of an unprovoked war in the Bible. And all of the people that are, you guys study the Bible, you can correct me if I'm wrong or let me know if I'm on point. Right? But I believe that there's something called the unprovoked war, a reference to an unprovoked war in the Bible. The straw that broke the camel's back. Thank you so much. Everald said Vaz was sweating in his pants. He was fretting the USA was gonna take him to jail. No, you see, remember the United States does not have friends, They have interests. So, Ed Boy jokes that he is an informant. But if you should entertain that argument, even if he was, nothing would stop them from actually taking him up, because they would have to have something on him for him to become an informant, right? If they touch Cuba, Russia and China will retaliate. I don't know about that. I don't know. We have to wait and see. Empress, big up yourself. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Empress, them, big up. I don't know if they're going to respond, right? Because I just don't know. It's interesting that the president of the United States was in China, and after leaving China, China deciding to stop trading with us. Guys, you guys have to remember that China is really about the money, China is really about the money. China is about the bottom dollar. China is about the long game and not the short game. China would not want to go to war with anybody. They would not want to provoke war with anybody. As capable as they are, China does not have that type of, energy about them. Russia is the same right now. You understand? Russia is very diplomatic. Because, listen, the war on Venezuela, or the capture of the Venezuelan president, that could have been the straw that broke the camel's back, And they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. China didn't do anything. Russia didn't do anything. They are still exploring the diplomatic channels, right? So they are not quick to war, because in their history, especially Russia knows what it is to have a long war and what that means for your society. You understand what I say? They know what it means to have a long war. So if you look at Russia right now, Russia is really about keeping their people healthy. You understand? Securing their borders. you know, making the good partnerships, right? They're about the money. That's why BRICS, this conversation around BRICS, right? You see them, it's a diplomatic thing. You know, listen, we want to come with our own dollar. What's the gentleman's name in Africa that they unalived and took out because he was trying to have a unified what do you call it? He was trying to have a unified currency for Africa. You remember that? What's his name again? Gaddafi. BRICS to me is looking to enhance his dream. That's how I see them moving. All right? BRICS to me, I said we're gonna take up the mantle of Gaddafi and reform it in such a way where it's not just one man, it's nations that are powerful together. And of course, I really don't see the United States stopping the BRICS. Because if you look at what is happening with even countries in Europe, if you look at what is happening with countries in Europe, them and the United States not seeing eye to eye. And if you look at the prophecies in the Bible regarding the world and geopolitics, certain things have to happen. You feel what I deal with? Certain things have to happen. So, to me, in terms of the United States and their power structure, I believe they have been sleeping. I believe they have been too comfortable. And that period was under the Democrats. Right? That period was under the Democrats. They were too comfortable. All of this was happening. All of this build-up. It was too comfortable. The United States should have had better partnerships with their neighbors closest to them. Not in a bullying way, but in a growth way. So their presence and their allegiance would be stronger. You know what I mean? But some of the leaders, them of the United States, you know, them have this, the way how them do things and the way how them interact with other smaller nations. Sometimes it's like, man, you know, Jamaica should have been the second country in the Caribbean next to Cuba in terms of moving forward with this zone of peace for it to flourish and have self-dependence on each other. The Caribbean should have had their own BRICS. They should have had their own, you know, the CARICOM should have been a nation, you know, and then, you know, they should have been about like freedom and independence and becoming republics. You know what I mean? Helping each other through trade, you know. Yes. And then collaborating through agriculture to do exports all around the world. Yo, listen to me, man. Listen to me, man. With the right leadership in the Caribbean should have been booming. The Caribbean should have been booming, but you see external forces. Right? External forces, ladies and gentlemen. Therein lies the problem. So we miss the ball on a lot of things. We miss the ball. And you see, everything we're doing, God has to be at the center of it. Right? And that's where we become powerful. Any nation becomes powerful. Whether it's collectively, you know, with the Caribbean together, you know, but, you know, the other countries, you know, there's this division culturally. The Indians, the Jamaicans, the Cubans, there's this division, you know, Barbados, Bahamas. There's some cultural division even amongst us as black people in these areas. You know, there's a cultural division there. And it ties into leadership in some capacity. And over the years, you know, I think PJ Patterson did an excellent job in that conversation globally, you know, as a spokesperson in advocating for a more unified Caribbean plane. And you know who came after PJ Patterson? The Labour right them. And we haven't gotten anywhere since then. But let's continue.
Come on this carrier because of the team at the US Embassy. And I really want to thank the entire team here, the commanding officer, Admiral, wherever Admiral is, I want to thank him.
Yo, why is the only thing moving on Daryl Vaz is his eyes? Why is Daryl Vaz so frozen? The man have the clipping in him and him just look like him a sweat. And Dora is beside him with the opposite. You know, if she's nervous, she's hiding it very well. I don't know why she would be nervous, but if she is, she's hiding it very well. She looks excited, Jamaica, and Daryl Vaz look the total opposite. Everyone said that again, my friend. Daryl Vaz look the total opposite. It's not guilt, man. Him just look uncomfortable. The best word is the one that Ed Boy used. The man look like him constipated, Jamaica. He look like he needs to go to the bathroom. He don't look good.
Also, it's really just a symbol of the US-Jamaica friendship. We have a relationship that spans.
Yo, Mr. Daryl Vaz, eye movement. He must shuffle the file them in front of him. Not even one smile on his face. Yo, the man look uncomfortable, Jamaica. But where was Andrew Wallace? Where was Horace Chang? No, we not have to say where was Horace Chang. He don't have a US visa as far as we understand. And he won't get one. So he can't go on a US ship. What a thing. We're biggest neighbor, the United States. And when I say biggest, I talk about the landscape, the size. And you as the National Security Minister cannot, and also the Deputy Prime Minister cannot step on the warship. No greet and meet. Nothing. Mighty God, how embarrassing.
So many areas, from education to security to transportation, and it's a relationship that we value. And
listen to me, why is Dora talking so much? Where is this lady with them call Kamina Johnson Smith? Is it that she's not competent enough for this actual visit? And Andrew couldn't trust her if we go there? Or is it that them just not rate her? I'm talking about, you know, the people them over the United States. Is it because they don't rate her? How much job Dora the Explorer gonna do? An education minister and a warship. Wow. And there's some stuff happening in the schools, you know, that are very concerning right now. I don't know if you guys read the news. If you guys are watching my videos, you're supposed to hear me mention a story that came in the newspaper. So there's trouble in the education system, right? I believe there's some allegations surrounding some type of assault of some nature on a student, right? And I think the principal was staying in his car when he come to work. Where is Dora the Explorer? Why haven't heard her made any statements about that particular situation? If she has, I haven't seen it. But she did on warship.
Jamaicans. And so today was really special to come on this carrier to see Jamaicans working in really highly specialized areas.
So it was special to see Jamaicans working in highly specialized areas. So there's some Jamaicans working in the army there, apparently. This is what you want us to believe that this is about. You see, anytime Dora the Explorer emphasize words, it screams she's creating a narrative to me. It's like, why are you lying? I just get a lying vibe from her, y'all. I don't know why. I just, you know. But look at Oh my God, look at Daryl. Daryl is lost in the sauce, fam. Lost in the sauce. Damn.
Doing really well. Also flying the Jamaican flag really high in this place. And so for me, that was one of the highlights. Obviously, seeing the experience and the kind of ability to do very, very difficult things in the air. That was a highlight for me. I mean, the skill of the team and the officers has been amazing to see. And so I want to thank the US government for this and thank especially the Jamaican members of the crew for coming out and being a part of this. Today has been
This is an unforgettable moment, unforgettable day. Things that you dream about, that you're actually experiencing. Probably few civilians get this opportunity in a life. Things that you dream about, that you're actually experiencing.
Daryl. I know Daryl nervous, you know. One of them and the see me, and the next one stays up. He is unsettled, ladies and gentlemen. He is unsettled. Damn.
Probably few civilians get this opportunity in a lifetime. And so I want to thank you. But more importantly, just to reiterate what Minister Dixon said in terms of our relationship with the United States of America, unshakable, unbreakable, and long, long legacy of cooperation. So we look forward to welcoming the vessel into Jamaican waters and to dock. So again, for me, personally, unbelievable, unforgettable day. And as I said before, I just want to thank Scott and look forward to welcoming the vessel and the Admiral into Kingston Harbour to have some good coffee, no rum, and reggae music.
Yes.
Good coffee and no rum. Look like Daryl want to get the money in a trouble. Anyway, listen to Andre take on this earlier.
The warship. Hurry up, my hungry man, my hungry.
One of the largest warships on Earth is heading to Jamaica, and this could be its final overseas port visit ever. The USS Nimitz, a massive US Navy aircraft carrier stretching more than 1,000 feet long, is scheduled to arrive in Kingston on June 1st. The carrier is the flagship of the Southern Seas 2026 mission and will be joined by the USS Gridley and USNS Patuxent. But here's what makes this visit historic. The USS Nimitz first entered service in 1975 and is now the oldest active aircraft carrier in the US Navy. After more than 50 years of service around the world, Jamaica is expected to be the final overseas stop in the ship's legendary career. The visit is part of efforts to strengthen maritime cooperation.
So this ship is its final dock. So this is the final time this ship is going to be operating. Let me play that again. Hold on there. Wait.
Carrier in the US Navy. After more than 50 years of service around the world, Jamaica is expected to be the final overseas stop in a ship's legendary career.
Its final overseas stop. So this ship now, after leaving Jamaica, according to them, the ship would be now staying in the United States waters. Pretty much. Very interesting.
The visit is part of efforts to strengthen maritime cooperation and regional partnerships in the Caribbean. So if you're in Kingston next week, you could be witnessing a piece of naval history as one of the world's most famous aircraft carriers arrives in Jamaica.
You hear that? All right, give me the food. You hear the Jamaica? And then when you think, but I want to say something to Jamaica because I want to observe sometime. You realize one who went on the warship? In a time like this, the Minister of National Security or the Minister of National Defense would have expected to greet the United States people. You realize who greeted them? You realize who greeted them? Give me a little catch up now. You realize it was Chang. Chang wasn't on it. Right, sorry. You realize Andrew wasn't on it? How? Look there. No one from the Department of Security was on it. You know, so there's a breakdown in a relationship. Daryl has to be on it because, you know, Daryl is a spy for them. Remember, that was the one, it is alleged that one of the reasons for Daryl to have gotten his visa, their allegations that he's an ally to the United States. Yeah. Read between the lines, Jamaica. Remember, you know, Jamaica. When the US had taken his visa, you remember? Suspicion of what? Now, no Jamaica. No Horace Chang. No Andrew Hornes. Read with me, no students. Read with me, no students.
Read with him, students. Read with him.
Read with me, students. The US wants nothing to do with Horace Chang. No Cutbert. No Kevin Blake. No Weems Gorman. No JDF. Head.
What can go so?
That make it make sense.
Jamaica, are you reading like I'm reading? Are you reading like I'm reading? Security Minister can't enter the US territory, so therefore he can't. Hello, good afternoon. This
Andre, good afternoon, Andre. You can't, you must, you know, the Jamaican sell out Jamaican. You must know these French, these government sell out they want people. Mighty God of Daniel, Jamaican, wake up. You need to wake up. This is a serious thing. They don't understand enough. They don't understand. They do, Jamaican do. No need to stop beg and look out for yourself. Look what's going on around on Jamaican, please. We're not getting no warning. We cannot so licky. You can wake up. Your suit body turn to Jamaica. When anybody has shoot anything, it's gonna come right back on over there. Jamaica, please, now beg on up. Church people. We're not going to have a call for the church. We don't need to wake up. Wake up. We don't need to come out against the government. Please. We're not going to do nothing that's wrong. We're not march on the right. It makes sense on the left from Jamaica, so now come a foreign country, very same thing I go on too. But we don't stand up for what is right.
All right, my dear.
For crying out and ball out, and we pray enough and we now listen. Come on now. And the police need to change. The police need to change their ways. Not all of them, but some. But God help. God bless Jamaica. God bless my little country.
All right, bless you now.
And James, love you. And you look so hot. Oh, you look so hot.
And the blessings of the Lord. All right?
Amen. You look hot, Miss Ray. You look hot. God bless you and continue. Up the road.
That's where we are going, you know. No problem, no, sir. I'm going to teach you about geopolitics tonight. The US is flexing its muscles in the Caribbean. And what better way to flex it than to put its biggest warship a few miles away from Cuba? Isn't that provocation? And I like it to pass for one day. And one day to pass. Dan, what rumors am I spreading, Dan? It has spent 1 week here in Jamaica. Hello, caller. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Buenas tardes.
Oh Lord, buenas tardes.
I am calling on behalf of Especialmente. Boy, we missed you last night. Boy. I can't stop laughing. I'm going to talk on the Cuba issue, but just allow me to say, en Portmore, la ciudad de Portmore necesita la calle ahora. Yeah? The city of Portmore need a road. Yeah? And when they want it now. Yeah? The people at Greco Park want a road. And those who they have elected for the last 10 years must provide them road. It is a crying shame that a sitting MP would say that this is the worst the roads have been in a decade, but you have been the MP for a decade.
Jamaica, I don't know if you did hear. Well, you guys, anybody that watch my channel, you have heard, because I did a whole reaction on the news. I didn't post a video, but if you watch that live stream, I said, but this man is a part of the ruling party. Terry Long, right? He's a part of the ruling party, and the man is coming out in this fashion where the roads is concerned, but using style, and I try to blame the NWC. And at the same breath, trying to defend the government and talking about Melissa. Bridging the road them did bad before Melissa. Sonia Burks, what's up? Lady James does I see you. Yes, when was this? Not just the other day, man. They said the Prime Minister let me tell you when, this was a day ago. They posted this video on their TikTok, right? And I am saying, Andrew Holness never relinquish an opportunity for PR. And when you see Andrew Holness not on the ship, you must know say it's serious. Him don't want no parts of it, ladies and gentlemen. Just like we hear Ed Boy say. But let's continue.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on him. No study that. I leave that to Warmington. Yeah? Now, you know, I have been raising this concern. And to be honest, Andre, this is where I take, you know, I miss your comments on what has been happening. Because you have been a little bit silent on some of the international and regional issues a bit. Yeah?
I tell you though, it's not that I'm deliberately silent, but with all that is happening in Jamaica, I have to keep Jamaica focused for a while. But
absolutely, and I'm with you. Oh, you know, I am an especialmente must come to the front of the line because isn't he the junior minister in foreign affairs? Now imagine this man brought a resolution to the parliament to recognize, to say that the Cuban embargo must be lifted. And you know, I give him one thing with me. If you're defending Cuba, no matter your political persuasion, I always have the time of day for you in terms of when you speak for Cuba. Yeah. Now, imagine I look on the ship and I see Darrell in a red shirt. Darrell look like a prisoner going on. Let me tell you something. The man I have never seen Darrell Vaz look so constipated.
I'm dead.
The man, you see the video? With him and Dora the Explorer on the ship. And they look so constipated. But he looks so constipated. It's very smiling, but
very uncomfortable.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. I've never seen him look so uncomfortable in his life. But I asked the question, and I'm going to ask it again. I've been saying this for over the last 3 months. If the Cuban government or the Cuban people, let's say the Cuban people, are attacked from out of the waters of Jamaica, the Cuban authorities will be in their right to respond in kind. And how would they respond in kind? Let me teach some people, some labor rights who sense who don't understand how war go. Yeah? The first thing you do in war is you look for critical infrastructure. Yes? And what would you consider to be critical infrastructure? Petrojam, electrical grid, and your water supply. Yes? And let me teach them something if they don't know about the Cubans. The Cubans fought a war in the 1970s and 80s to liberate Angola. Yes? They have never lost a war. ground. Never. Yes? Never have lost a war on the ground. So, to come to us now and to say to us, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, you're teaching.
To come to us now and to say to us that we are going to allow this ship that is coming here, why was it allowed to dock knowing that there is a tension 90 miles of us and 90 miles of us?
Yes.
90 miles north and 90 miles northwest.
Yes.
Why would you allow in any well-thinking administration, like what Deacon Mitchell did? Deacon Mitchell said to them, you will not set up any radar now. I have to go to my people to seek their permission. Did the government of Jamaica put it to the people or to the parliament of Jamaica if this ship could come and dock? Because it's not a diplomatic mission. It's a spy mission. Because they cannot get close to Cuba without coming to Jamaica.
My God.
It's a fact. It's a fact. And it's a fallacy of anybody's imagination to think that this ship is on a diplomatic mission in Jamaica. Only thing you can fool.
Saying about that the
By the way,
saying that the soldiers coming up to go to tourism. Only relieve that. Why that go talk about Warship? The man them come to go talk about them and go a Montego Bay go do tourism. When I think on really think them a soldier, I couldn't money like the Jamaican soldier them.
I want
them a pill. Hey boy, them a pill them, you know.
But let me tell you, you like to say that they're jamming them hard, as we would say over. They're jamming them hard, and they should jam them hard because look at it. A couple days before the ship arrives, you hear this mysterious announcement of 2.5 million additional US dollars being given to the government.
Hey boy, why you never teach tonight? Why you want to prep my class?
Bribery sweet. Bribery sweet when it comes from America.
Then
But
get
I'll tell
2.5 and then them just come in at the Jamaican workers. Bolo!
out! Whoa! Yo.
Come in at the Jamaican workers. Bolo!
Yo, hold on there, Jamaica, hold on there. I need this particular freeze frame, yes. I need this particular freeze frame from PDTV. No sir. Yo, that one you gonna use. This a screenshot you gonna use. Big up Andre. This are the ball out screenshot. Ball out. No, sir.
Whoa! Yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
And the other countries in the Middle East that Iran has now destroyed. I go and leave on.
Can't say never. Wow.
People, it thing's serious, but I'm going to take a conversation to two articles let me see. Zane, go and play it still. Hold on. Where there?
No. Can't say never tell, no. Can't say never, no. Problems are come. Can't say never, no. I wonder what they're doing all the Russians them come. Lord Jesus, Mary, Lord God.
Yeah, good
I tell them long time, be prepared for what is to come.
No, I'm not bright like Edward, but I just want to say what it is to say. Trump has been denied a victory against Iran. So Cuba is now a softer target in his mind. You understand me? So this is why, in order for make him start come back, between him and Marco Rubio, they want to attack Cuba. Because imagine, Raul Castro is 94 years old. Something that happened from when 70s or whatever, because they say he was armed force person that time, was the leader, right? And the people them say, whatever happened, but you know, them Cuban Americans in South Miami, you know, they've been pushing, because they want regime change. That's all that is all about. But the Cubans are resilient. Them the jellyback like, you know, like Jamaicans. They have been bred, a lot of them, they've been bred in the revolution and then believe in whatever. Even through starvation. Some of them say, we're going to starve, but that's other things said, you know? So this is what it is all about. Trump has been denied a victory because I think the Iranians would have capitulated, and they have not. So this is a way. You know, you want to see a face, so you think, you pick for an easier target. But like Edward said, the Bay of Pigs, you know, when a lesser army grounded a mighty army. So we see what we shall see. But that is all this is about. Him not get a victory at Iran, so him come look at us in the Caribbean. So all right, Dre, that is what it's about.
All right, Marie, bless you now.
Yeah, and you look magnanimous. You looked magnanimous. You know, laughing. Yes. Yes.
I
all
tried
right.
to show up, my darling. Boy, I feel like a bit better now. May I eat look of corned beef? Look of corned beef, white rice, and butter bean. Never know how corned beef and butter bean taste good. Hello, good afternoon, Mama Winnie.
Good afternoon, my handsome grandson. Now listen, Russia cannot touch Cuba. I feel it's to do with Chief Curry. They're bringing these army people. Chief Curry better watch himself, watch his step, and they better look out, because Andrew is going for Chief Curry before the end of the month. Yeah?
You think of Chief Curry?
Yes, they only bring this ship to these guys. These guys. If I'm wrong, thank God. But
remember, him saying very strategic, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to pick up this caller here, so you know, for thinking outside of the box. Yeah, man, I am so happy she raised this, and I hope that it's not true. I hope there's no truth to it. I hope there's no manifestation of same. I really do. And when I look at it, you know, is it in the realm of possibility? Sure. And then you would have to ask yourself, why would they want to do that? The minerals. Is it possible that there's some type of agreement with the United States and Angola? I don't know. But it's not far-fetched. But hopefully that's not the case. And that's why I had asked Head Boy when he called earlier. You know, could it be that the USA is using one stone to kill many birds here in Jamaica? Could it be? Time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have much time with you because I need to go. So let me get to this before I go. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the platform. It's your brother Bolo VNR. We're in this space again. There's 3 stories that I want to share in this space. The computer hot like a fire. Need to cool down. There's a few stories I want to share in this space, guys. First of all, the national flower hangs in the balance, right? Calls grow for strong protection of the lignum vitae development, harvest, blame for loss, all right? This is significant, all right? I think it's a short article, so let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen, all right?
The lignum vitae is considered the most useful and versatile tree in the world. It is among the heaviest and... Seaford Harvey remembers a time when lignum vitae was a familiar feature of the landscape across St. Catherine, with the short, compact trees and their distinctive bluish-purple blooms growing in abundance throughout the parish. When he started making wood carvings more than 3 decades ago, the dense, durable timber of the lignum vitae, Guaiacum officinale, was his material of choice, and he would source it from vendors who readily traded the prized logs. Now, the 67-year-old artisan, who trades his sculptures in the Ocho Rios craft market in Saint, and is often taken aback by how scarce this timber has become. It lignum vitae, kinda get ration after a while. It used to be around a lot when I was much younger, but after a while, it not so popular like it used to be, he told the Sunday Gleaner while displaying sculptures he had carved from the log. Hailed for its medicinal uses and prized qualities, the lignum vitae, Latin for wood of life, Jamaica's national flower and one of its most highly regarded native species, is now facing a quiet demise, with its population recording a significant decline over 3 generations. Its dwindling population has led to the species being globally protected to prevent its extinction. It is listed as endangered on the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, Red List of Threatened Species, and is also strictly regulated under Appendix 2 of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, CITES. In Jamaica, it is also protected under the Endangered Species Protection, Conservation, and Regulation of Trade. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, Jamaica's agency responsible for promoting sustainable development through the protection of the environment, regulates the cutting and export of the plant, and a permit is required to export any part or products made from it. Illegal trading can result in fines up to $2 million or 2 years imprisonment, or both, in a parish court alongside product confiscation. A circuit court, however, can impose a sentence of up to 10 years.
But Jamaica, this particular situation, right? I mean, NEPA is in the office of the Prime Minister, and we've seen with the Bengal court case that this government really doesn't care. This government and this Prime Minister really doesn't care about the environment enough to stop certain deals from happening. You understand? So they would sacrifice the health of our environment and the lignum vitae, national flower, for some bucks, for some money. So, I mean, this is not surprising to me that this is happening to the lignum vitae tree. Let's continue.
10 years. Research conducted by NEPA in 2024 showed a high proportion of respondents still recognize a reduction in the presence of lignum vitae over time, reinforcing trends observed in the 2007 assessment and suggesting that the pressures affecting the population have persisted over the last 2 decades. The agency told the Sunday Gleaner that definitive population estimates remain challenging due to the nature of assessment. However, it emphasized that there continues to be a strong perception and indication of decline in the species. Lignum vitae is impacted by factors such as land clearing, harvesting, fires, and natural events such as hurricanes and drought.
Want to hear that? They don't even know the numbers of lignum vitae that is like here. They haven't even done a real assessment on it. And what is it affected by? Land clearance. You mean like when you guys are doing mining? Like the Bengal mining permit? Mighty God.
NEPA surveys also showed that a popular use of the tree was craft making by persons who use it for their livelihood. Harvey explained that wood from lignum vitae is ideal to work with because of its durability. It's very solid and can keep up with the sun and everything, he told the Sunday Gleaner. The wood also carries a fragrant scent that some customers find pleasing. It is also renowned for self-polishing, getting shinier as time passes due to its high natural resin and oil content. As the wood from lignum vitae becomes harder to source, Harvey said he finds himself substituting it with cedar and blue maho logs. Mindful of the tree's significance, Harvey said he avoids using freshly cut lignum vitae in his craft, opting instead for dry wood collected from trimmed branches. He told the Sunday Gleaner that he was surprised when he learnt people use the wood to burn charcoal. I never believed until I see it.
What?
The lignum is strong material, and I figured that they would want to do something more than just burn coal with it, he said. a Kingston-based charcoal burner who gave his name only as Henry, said he sometimes uses the wood from the lignum vitae to burn coal. He insisted, however, that he does not cut down the trees himself. He explained that branches are often discarded alongside limbs from other trees onto a nearby field where he sources wood for his kiln. Discover more. Newspaper subscription. Pointing to a lignum vitae tree over his neighbor's house, Henry told the Sunday Gleaner that people are aware that they are not supposed to cut them down, but said sometimes it is necessary. People cut dem out of dem yard. More time at a block D light wire and some things, so dem cut dem down, he said. The lignum vitae is often found in dry woodlands, rocky hillsides, and arid limestone forests, particularly along Jamaica's north and south coasts. It is commonly seen in areas of Portland, St. Elizabeth, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, Clarendon, St. Thomas, Manchester, and Westmoreland.
Where's the Bengal mining area? The inner St. Anne. I rest my case. Let's continue.
Westmoreland. Chief Executive Officer, CEO, and Conservator of Forests at the Forestry Department, Ainsley Henry, told the Sunday Gleaner that while harvesting of the plant has contributed to its decline, land development, including the clearing of forests for housing schemes and road construction, has also played a major role in the declining population. He said the Forestry Department has an active program of producing the plant and is diligently seeking to use them in urban planning, as well as replanting them in 8 parishes where they were most populous. However, he noted that it is a slow-growing species that can take more than 40 years to mature. It grows 5 to 9 meters tall with a rounded, compact shape. Additionally, the agency recently signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MU, with NEPA, affirming its commitment to conserving the plant. The MU is part of NEPA's campaign to save the plant, underpinned by its Lignum Vitae in Schools campaign, which aims to promote conservation awareness and to increase the propagation and planting of the culturally and ecologically significant native species among schools and communities. It builds on a 2017 initiative launched by the Forestry Department. It's a part of our lived experiences, our culture, Henry said. It's a part of what makes us who we are, land of wood and water. Liggy Days, a craft vendor in the Ocho Rios craft market, has sold sculptures made from lignum vitae for the 7 years he has been there. He told the Sunday Gleaner that these sculptures often attract a higher price due to their durability, but also lamented slow business in the market. According to the vendor, who is originally from Portland, the decline in the lignum vitae population is due in part to the lethargy displayed by relevant agencies. Jamaican government just too reluctant when it comes to certain things. The important thing to the culture of Jamaica. The government too reluctant about that. That's why you see so much things just go down because we not put value upon the foundation thing of Jamaica, like the heritage of Jamaica, he said. Meanwhile, while acknowledging NEPA's efforts so far, Jamaica Environment Trust CEO Dr. Teresa Rodriguez.
My side, I'm going to end the live here. You can come over Bolo TBV if you don't want to continue to watch because I post one video at 7 o'clock. I don't want the algorithm get all messed up here, so you can forward over this one. I'm on Bolo TBV.